that's where like probably me and the Chiefs fell apart right there when I'm like, yo, like I don't mean to talk or be a diva in some situations, but hey, can I see the pill sometimes, please?
Tyreek Hill has predicted the downfall of Patrick Mahomes. Sort of.
Without the cheat on the field, he know that, hey, Pat, you gonna have a long day today. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon, master of Clicks Perna, and today we've got some juicy NFL news to discuss. Tyreek Hill may not have said Mahomes will fail without him, but he sure as hell wants his share of credit for Patrick Mahomes' success. I want to discuss what his comments about Tua being more accurate than Mahomes actually mean, and the crazy thing from Tyreek Hill's podcast nobody mentioned. Plus, a 25th and 26th lawsuit have been filed against Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield's only possible home seems to be Carolina, and we've got the greatest Cowboys burn on local news ever. Whew, that's good sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel before you watch this video and change your mind. Now, I am very excited about my new sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. If you haven't played fantasy football with Underdog, you are missing out. I've been posting links on Twitter to do drafts against me, and I'm gonna keep doing that, so check it out on Twitter. Also, their Best Ball Mania 3 tournament is crazy. All summer long, you can draft fantasy teams in 12-person leagues. Once you draft, you're done because Underdog Fantasy automatically uses the best performing players from your team to tally your score every week of the season. There's no waivers, no trades, no in-season management, and no worrying about leaving your highest scorers on the bench. Something I'm great at doing. You draft it and forget it. The person who won the Best Ball Mania tournament last year selected their team in June. That's this month. My advice is to draft as many teams as you can afford for a chance to win massive prizes, with $10 million in total prize money right now and $2 million going to the first place finisher. Underdog will double your first deposit of up to $100 when you sign up with my code That's Good. My link in the description. Click that or download the app and use my code again, That's Good, to enter the Best Ball Mania 3 tournament today. What's happening around the NFL? Oh yeah, 2 more lawsuits will soon be filed against Browns QB Deshaun Watson. If you're keeping score at home, that brings the grand total up to 26. At this point, I want to know if Deshaun Watson has more lawsuits than Aaron Judge has home runs by the end of the year. Although, that's not really the Judge Watson should be worrying about, is it? One of the new lawsuits is coming off a referral from an Atlanta lawyer, so Watson's indiscretion seemed to have crossed state lines. The Browns should have some clarity on a Watson suspension from the NFL by the time training camp starts. And at this point, it appears inevitable that Deshaun Watson will be placed on the commissioner's exempt list. Meaning, he will get paid, but will not be allowed to play this season until this case is complete, at which point Watson may be punished by the NFL. Which means, guessing what that punishment might be until these lawsuits stop, it's a losing game for all of us, but I'd say Watson would be lucky to be on an NFL field again by the year 2024. Now this means the Browns may be paying Deshaun Watson so they can start Jacoby Brissett, as the Carolina Panthers are still interested in Baker Mayfield. Apparently the Panthers are the only team still talking to the Browns about Baker, but are having trouble getting Cleveland to pay the majority of Baker's salary for this season, which is fucking hilarious. And not just because the Panthers are the kings of paying other quarterbacks to play on different teams, but because the Browns gave up 3 first-rounders and guaranteed $230 million for a man now accused of 26 counts of sexual misconduct, which they believe to be a financial risk worth taking, but paying a chunk of salary for 1 season for a QB you alienated by paying that other dude, not gonna happen. Okay, Cleveland, okay. The chances of Baker returning to play for the Browns are the same as one of those 26 masseuses agreeing to work with Deshaun Watson again. Just pay his fucking salary, you idiots. Now, you're not operating under normal circumstances, Cleveland, so stop acting like you are. You have zero leverage. And the sooner you realize that, the better it will be for your fans. Also, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, grow some balls. We all know Browns team owner Jimmy Haslam has no soul or no balls. But you two have gone from my favorite NFL power couple to a couple of nutless cowards too scared to do or even say the right thing. You guys wanted an adult at quarterback. Well, your fans would appreciate at least one adult running your fucking team. And as bad as the Browns situation is, nothing is worse than getting owned by the weatherman.
It's looking a little bit like those Dallas Cowboys is peaking in the 90s.
R.I.P. Scooter Magruder's mentions, and R.I.P. that weatherman, who has been missing ever since that clip aired in Texas.
It's looking a little bit like those Dallas Cowboys is peaking in the 90s.
His forecast, prisoner on Jerry Jones' yacht, with a 20% chance of ever seeing the light of day again. And real quick, I wanted to shout out my barber, Aldo, aldoshave.com. This is not a paid promotion. This is just a shout out for my friend who's branching out on his own, starting his own small business. Great barber. If you're in the Denver area, check him out. aldoshave.com to book an appointment. Link in the description. Tua Tagovailoa is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes.
Tua or Pat Mahomes? Tua or Patrick Mahomes? Obviously, like I'm gonna go with 1.5 as the strongest arm, but as far as accuracy wise, I'm going with Tua all day.
So which one would you rather have? The deep ball where you got to scramble around the field to try to go find it? Or do you want that accuracy to hit you right in the bread basket on the run?
I want it to hit me right in the bread basket, just like I did in the Buffalo Bills game, and take it 70.
That's according to Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill, who has not yet caught a live pass from Tua. We've only seen the Tua-Tyreek connection via Dolphins Twitter videos, which make it look like Tua is throwing a wounded parakeet with the wrong hand. According to Tyreek Hill, though, Patrick Mahomes is going to have...
Pat, you gonna have a long day today. You know what I'm saying? Pat, he heck of a quarterback, hell of a player. I love him to death, but come on, man. Sometimes I just want people to just be like, hey, Tyreek, like him. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I think there's actually some truth to that. Hill is one of the most valuable weapons in the game when he's touching the ball and when he's forcing defenses to play their safeties 50 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I've seen teams line up 2 high shell safeties in the locker room to start plays when facing Hill. What Hill does to open up an entire field cannot be understated. Now there's going to be a serious adjustment for the Chiefs, and I think that will be reflected in Mahomes' stats this season, particularly early on. But the Chiefs will adjust, and Hill's production will be spread around. Patrick Mahomes is still, and I hate to say this, he's still really good at football. As long as he's not throwing, 360-degree behind-the-back no-look passes. His receiving core is a little suspect outside of Travis Kelce, but Sky Moore could end up playing the Tyreek Hill role in Andy Reid's offense. Plus, the wild card, Justin Ross, is there. Of course, Moore is wearing number 24 as a wide receiver, which makes me want to throw up in my mouth. Maybe Patrick Mahomes confuses him for a corner all season and just never throws him the ball. Now, I don't think they'll be the Chiefs, but I'm very excited to see what the Dolphins' offense looks like with Mike McDaniel at the helm.
you got Mike McDaniel calling plays, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds. You got Cheetah on this side, and you got Mike G right here on the tight end. Come on, man. Tua spinning the ball. Right. It don't get no better than that.
Plus, an improved offensive line. One that previously looked like the only leftovers from that 2019 team that was paid to tank. Tua already has chemistry with wide receiver Jalen Waddle and tight end Mike Gesicki, who's coming off a 73-catch season. I really think their production on a per-play average will increase with Tyreek Hill on the field. That's what he does. Now, outside the fact that it's June and there's not a lot happening, why the fuck are we talking about Patrick Mahomes struggling without Tyreek Hill? Well, it's because Tyreek Hill said these things on his own podcast, his podcast debut. And the headline everyone ran with from Hill's podcast was, Tua is more accurate than Mahomes. Although Hill did credit Mahomes with having the stronger arm. The crazy thing nobody referenced, though, is the fact that Hill's co-host is his lawyer.
My co-host is not only my lawyer, but he's also a good friend of mine.
Been knowing him now for a while, came on as his lawyer, and we knocked everything out the park that we was working on. I think that goes without saying, right?
Oh, for sure, man, for sure.
Is he bragging about how he helped make Tyreek Hill's child abuse investigation go away? Because that seems weird. Now, Tyreek Hill has a podcast, and he needs people to listen to it. So yes, saying a league MVP and a Super Bowl MVP quarterback needs you to be that good makes for great content. But let's be honest, some of the most arrogant athletes on earth play the wide receiver position. Hill is not the only one who wholeheartedly believes his QB's success is primarily his own doing. Even crazier was listening to Hill's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, say he and Tyreek Hill felt the Chiefs weren't committed to using Tyreek Hill in the offense enough last season.
It's frustrating that he wasn't given a chance to do more to help the team in their efforts to win games.
Right.
And Tyreek's a very unselfish player.
Correct.
Hill had 111 receptions last year, the most of his career. What the hell are they talking about? He was targeted 24 more times than his previous high in 2020. Pretending the Tyreek Hill trade was about anything other than making the most amount of money possible is ridiculous. As a Broncos fan, I am very happy Hill forgot that Kansas City was the only team willing to take a chance on him. Not once, but twice, sticking by his side. Essentially, KC would not come close to matching the guaranteed money that Miami and even the Jets were willing to do. And I do have to say I respect how candidly Tyreek Hill and Drew Rosenhaus talked about the trade. That's why you should really give the podcast a listen, in my opinion, not for the clickbaity headlines about Mahomes.
Say that again. Tyreek wanted to be in KC.
Tyreek wanted to be in Kansas City.
Wanted to be in KC,
we tried
man.
to do an extension with that.
Tried, man.
So I got a follow-up question on that.
Now that Hill is in Miami with this new fortune, he needs to justify his move. So hinting, he got a little tired of running around for 10 seconds every play until Mahomes bought enough time to find him 40 yards downfield is funny.
So now I'm doing a lot more than just a deep ball now. I'm doing intermediate routes. I'm doing short routes. So now I actually need a guy who can just get me the ball now and on a dagger route, on a corner route, or on a shallow cross route. You know, right now, right in my chest. So now I can do the rest. I make you look good now.
I think Hill might actually be excited to play in maybe a more precise timing offense where he can turn quick passes into huge plays. And not because Tua may actually be better at running that style of offense, but because a wide receiver gets the absolute most credit when they take a short pass for a big game. And that's all Hill really wants. He wants the same amount of credit and attention that Patrick Mahomes gets.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes came in and just changed everything around. You know, the young phenom. Different, throwing the ball at about 85 yards. Crazy. Come on, man. Sometimes I just want people to just be like, hey, Tyreek, like him. You know what I'm saying? So
Hill knows he will get so much more attention and credit if Tua goes off this year. I do want to track who will struggle without the other guy, if either. So how do we track that? Well, let's just average their last 4 seasons together and get some numbers. And someone, please remind me to look at this again in January, because I will forget. I should note, we do know what Tyreek Hill looks like without Patrick Mahomes. Still really good. In 2017 with Alex Smith, he posted 1,183 receiving yards and 7 TDs. That was his second year in the league. But his stats did increase once Mahomes took over. As Hill touted, he went off with Matt Moore as well.
I went for 150 with Matt Moore as my quarterback. I love you, Matt Moore. Versus the Minnesota Vikings. If you don't remember that game, 150 and 1 touchdown with Matt Moore as my quarterback. So and Tua.
So what you trying to say?
And Tua T is 10 Matt Moores. I love Matt Moore, but Tua T is 10 Matt Moores.
The biggest point Hill has to his credit is that he succeeded with every QB throwing him the football. And we have never actually seen Patrick Mahomes play a full season without Tyreek Hill. So, Tyreek Hill is going to need 1,213.5 yards this season to match his average with Mahomes and 10.75 touchdowns. Mahomes needs 4,676 passing yards and 37.75 TDs to match his average he had with Hill on the roster. Let's also see if maybe Juju Smith-Schuster and Mecole Hardman or Juju and Sky Moore can combine for more yards and TDs than Tyreek Hill, while also tracking Travis Kelce's production. So we can track Tyreek Hill's production versus his average with Mahomes, Mahomes' production versus his average with Tyreek Hill, but the most important metric may be Tua's passing stats. Last year, 2,600 yards and 16 TDs. If he can get, say, over 3,500 passing yards and 30 TDs, I have to imagine Tyreek Hill will be one of the primary reasons as to why he achieved those numbers. And yes, Tua's accuracy will help with that. And no, he will not be a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Probably ever.
Tua is that deal, bro.
He has an arm.
He has a heck of an arm, bro. He's accurate. He can throw the deep ball, and he actually goes through his reads. What people are like on Twitter are like saying, "Oh, he doesn't go through his reads." Man, this dude, that dude. So,
thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. And the long-awaited Antonio Brown episode will be out tomorrow, so come back for more or click the video on the screen right now if you want to watch more football.